Welcome back. Will Worsham joins us now for this week's Speaking Legal discussion. Always good to see you. Thanks
Good to be here.
You ready? Ready for this one?
Yeah, let's go. Sure.
Here we go. I was pulled over for no front license plate, which resulted in driving on revoked. I've since then corrected all the issues. Now, should I plead guilty in court and ask the prosecutor for leniency or plead not guilty?
Okay, good question. Stuff we deal with all the time.
I would think so.
First of all, the interesting thing is pulled over for no front license plate.
Yeah.
Now, completely valid. In Missouri, you're required to have a front and a rear license plate. Normally, you don't see people getting pulled over just for that. So,
Right.
there may have been some other thoughts going on as to why
you might have been pulled over.
And it's entirely possible that that rear license plate got ran by the police officer, came back as revoked. The owner of the car was a revoked driver and thought, this would be a good person to pull over.
Right.
So that could have happened. I'm not saying it
Coulda.
did.
We'll go with coulda.
But we'll go with could have. Now, so the issue here is we say driving on revoked. Now, technically in Missouri, your license can have two different statuses when you don't have a license. You can either be suspended
Right.
or you can be revoked, and those are two very different things.
Ah.
Now, the interesting thing about the statute, 321 in Missouri, is that whether you're driving while revoked or driving while suspended, the actual offense is called driving while suspended, but that's just neither here nor there.
Right.
We're assuming the person here had a revoked driver's license. When your license is suspended, all you have to do is serve your time, pay your reinstatement fee, and maybe some other things that may go along with that, and you get your license back. When you're revoked, you have to retest, start all over from the beginning. So that's a little more serious, a little more difficult to deal with. But it sounds like the good thing here is we've taken care of the problem. We've got a valid license back. So the question is, what do we need to do about it? The best thing you can do is hire a lawyer, because one of the things that a lawyer can do on your behalf is go in and explain to the prosecutor or the judge, if necessary, hey, we now have a licensed driver, where we did not have a licensed driver before. The real danger here is if you get convicted, i.e. just plead guilty and it goes on your record for driving while revoked, that's a 12-point offense, and your license is going to get revoked for another year.
Again.
Yeah. So actually, that's kind of a good thing, because prosecutors, judges, and frankly, all of us like licensed drivers more than we like revoked drivers.
I'd go along with that.
So if we've got a licensed driver, generally speaking, the prosecutor and the judge is going to be pretty willing to work something out to keep you a licensed driver. And that means, yes, show some leniency. But the important thing is, and why you want to have a lawyer involved, is there's a lot of different ways that can happen. And you want to make sure that what you think you're getting is what you're actually getting.
Yeah.
And a lawyer can just do that a lot quicker and easier than you can, speaking kind of the legal shorthand.
Well, I would think so, because everybody has an idea of what an attorney does if you've never, and even if you have been, with an attorney in front of a judge. It's easier. It seems, all I had to do was say, hey, I'm sorry, and I made it's a whole different weight that's carried by an attorney's words.
And here's the other thing that people do not understand about representing themselves in court, particularly on a criminal offense like this. If I represent you and I go in, I can say anything I want. It can never be used against you because you didn't say it.
Right.
If you go to court and you say, oh yeah, I was driving, but I've got my license back right now, you have just confessed to every single element of that crime, and the prosecutor can use it against you.
And it was a very innocent-sounding statement that you made.
And it was made in good faith.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that happens all the time, but if we really want to protect our rights, speak through an attorney, because your lawyer's statements cannot be used against you later if for some reason this whole process was to go wrong.
So it's pretty simple. When you're, even though this seems like it may be something minor, I took care of everything. So it really can snowball into something much more major than you even realize.
It absolutely can, because actually driving while revoked in Missouri is a Class A misdemeanor, punishable up to a year in jail. And if you have prior convictions, it can be a felony, and you can be facing up to 4 years in prison.
Okay.
Just for driving while revoked.
So call an attorney.
That's a good idea.
They tend to know what they're doing, and you don't always. You have to admit your shortcomings every now and then. It works out. Well, thanks a lot, as always.
You're welcome.
All right, if you have a legal question for Will, not for me, you can email him at wworsham@color10.com, and he'll answer your question right here on the show. Again, good seeing you. Coming up, Brandon and Megan are here to tell us what's new this year at the Bald Knobbers, and they're going to perform for us. Don't go away. Bye.
Message From the Dream Team.
At Slumberland.
We buy lots of mattresses, mountains of mattresses.
And so, we get smoking hot deals on them.
Which means you get a smoking hot deal on any mattress you buy at Slumberland.
Any mattress.
Anytime.
It's going to be the lowest price in town.
It's called buying power.
Power.
Power. Power.